There's been a load of videos on my feed about milk, cows and Bill Gates. What the hell is going on? Let me explain. I got sent this video from GB News, which appears to be catfishing gullible people into conspiracy theories, so I just want to set the record straight. The story in itself is about a feed additive called Bovea that's fed to cows to help reduce their methane emissions. I know a little bit about this. I wrote an article about the stuff last year. The dairy group Arla, which make this stuff and a bunch of other dairy products, have been trialling it, and people are outraged. And I think it's because they don't really know the details. First up, what's Bill Gates got to do with this? Absolutely nothing. It's like doing a story about Barnsley FC and talking about Lionel Messi. Like, no connection. Yes, Bill Gates works on food, but he's not working on Bovea. It's got nothing to do with him. Bringing Bill Gates into this story is literally just a dog whistle to conspiracy theorists. Secondly, let's talk about cows. Cows have 4 sections in their stomach. They can eat and digest grass, something that we as humans cannot do. Cows are also one of the most resource intensive parts of the food system. Now that I've said that, a load of people in the comments are going to be like, oh, not on an English farm, they're not. And of course there's truth to that. There are many farms that are doing incredible work, and there are also farms around the world which are doing horrendous work. And when we look at global averages for greenhouse gas emissions for cattle, it is very, very high. And it helps everybody if we can do something about that. And lastly, food safety, which seems to be the thing which is at the core of this and why people are getting upset. This product has been in development for 15 years. There are very strict rules about what you can and cannot give to livestock. Do you remember BSE? Yes, exactly. There have been some scary sounding chemical names being banded around like 3-Nop, which humans should never eat. True, you shouldn't eat it, and it's a good job you're not. It's like nitrogen fertilizer. You do not want to eat that, but it's used on about 50% of the food that you do eat. There are many chemicals used in food production which we should not ingest ourselves, and we don't. Bovea is the same. The cows might eat it, but we don't. And the last point about food safety is that Bovea has been approved for use in the EU and the UK. The EU has some of the highest standards for food and animal safety in the entire world. It has a layered scientific advisory mechanism to try and separate scientists from policymakers and prevent biases. It's slow, it's cumbersome, and it's very thorough. The EU is the same body that still doesn't allow GMO crops to be grown, even though there's a lot of evidence that they're actually probably fine.